Home food preservation is one of the most cost-effective ways to make sure you and your family are well fed in the event of an emergency. Hi there, I'm Cort with Total Prepare. Today I want to walk you through some of the basics of home food preservation. If you have dietary restrictions, strong food preferences, or just want to build your food supply over a period of time, then home food storage may just be for you. All of what I'm going to show you today is going to require no costly special equipment either, which makes it very budget friendly. Dry foods are the best place to start for this kind of preservation. White rice is a great example of a food that stores easily, is inexpensive to buy, and also tastes great even after years of storage. The easiest way to increase the shelf life on your food is to package it in airtight containers with oxygen absorbers. Some of the best containers to use are Mylar bags, mason jars, metal cans, and food-grade plastic buckets. Remember, the bigger the container, the more food you'll need to eat when you break the airtight seal. There's not much point to putting away a whole bunch of food just to let it go bad on the far end. When in doubt, you'll always want more oxygen absorbers than you think you might need. In general, you need about 300 to 600 cc's of oxygen absorption per gallon of food stored. For very fine foods, such as flour and spices, you'll be happy with the lower end of this scale as there won't be much room for air in and around the food that you're storing. If you're looking at storing a coarse food like pasta or anything else bulky, you'll definitely want to go on the higher end of the scale as there's lots of extra room for air pockets between the particles of food. Oxygen absorbers typically last unused for about 6 months before they'll need to be discarded. Many will include an oxygen indicator that'll show you whether they're still in a usable state or not. On the one I've got here, you can kind of see this faint pink dot. It'll turn gray if it's exposed to oxygen or just is no longer good to go. Generally, Mylar bags need to be heat sealed to provide their maximum benefit. You can use a specialized heat sealer for this, which is recommended if you want to get a very uniform seal on the bag. However, you can also use things like a clothes iron or a hair straightener. They're usually flat enough to provide a functional seal. Let's take a closer look at the heat sealing process. First thing you're going to need to do is take your food and put it in the Mylar bag. Now, my producer has graciously volunteered some of the rice in their pantry, so I'm going to be topping this up, and I'll see you when I'm all done. Next, you're going to want to toss an oxygen absorber into the bag to remove any remaining oxygen in there. Now, once you open these, you want to use them within about half an hour. Any remaining ones you've got can be stored in a mason jar or some other kind of airtight container if you're going to use them in the next month or two. You'll want to make sure your iron is set to 375 to 425 degrees Fahrenheit for an optimal seal. And whatever you do, don't use the steam. Finally, we're going to close the bag and then get ready to run our heat sealer, in this case an iron, over the spot that we need to seal. You want to go nice and smooth here. Once you're done, you'll have a nice Mylar bag with a much longer shelf life than standard packaging. In some cases, this can extend the shelf life of your food to 25 years or more. It's okay if the bag you use doesn't suck in tight and look vacuum packed. Air is about 20% oxygen and 80% nitrogen, so the oxygen absorbers won't usually cause the bags to completely compress. Once your bag is sealed, you should check in on every 3 to 6 months to ensure that nothing has changed. If it's bloated, ruptured, or feels different to the touch, the food inside's probably not good anymore. If you have any questions, or you'd like to get started on your own food plan, give us a shout at totalprepare.ca. We'll be happy to help. As always, I'm Cort with Total Prepare, reminding you to be prepared, not scared.